This piece of wood was freshly cut from a tree 4 days ago. Had a moisture content of 42%. Watch the video and see how I rough turn it, and then I'm able to dry it, and 3 days later return it, sand it, and apply the finish. Alright, I've got it in a worm screw. I've got the tailstock up against it with the live center. I'm going to rough it out and probably get ready to get sprayed. It's about 40-something% moisture. Try 1100. Okay, just trying to get all of this out of here. Get down a good solid wood. It's got some interesting things going on in here. Nothing like cutting green wood. Go ahead and square this tenon up, and I'm going to leave it big in case I do let it sit around. It probably would warp, and I'll need to return the tenon. Alright, let's do it. I'll just start by taking this down. Okay, I'm going to get the tailstock pulled out of the way and get set up to start cutting the inside. Okay, I better check, see where we're at on the bottom. So I need to take about 3/4 more, and it'll leave me with a 1/2 inch bottom. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use the 5/8 carbide just to get that center down to about that. That is 5/8 diameter, so it'll help me a lot to know where I'm at. Let's try that. That's close to within 1/8 of an inch. So I'll go ahead and go with that, and we'll just blend it in. The walls are pretty close to a 1/2 inch everywhere. So I'll go ahead and get it out of here. Let's see how it works. Still quite heavy, but it has some really pretty grain patterns in there. I'm sure the finish will bring that out. Well, this is just an experiment. I'm going to try it anyways. I have my little heater running, which I usually have running all the time when it's cold. I put this rough turned bowl into this bag, and it's sitting on a bed of sawdust. I have a hole cut in here to let the air come out. While I'm turning other things, I'm going to just let this run while I'm out here. And let's find out how long it might take to dry that, and hopefully it doesn't crack in the process. So I've just taken the bowl out of here and checked it. It's been about 4 days. I've ran the heater every time I come out here for short periods of time, maybe 3 hours or so at a time. And it's down to about 9 or 10%. I'm going to go ahead and finish turning it, and I think we're going to be okay. It runs pretty good, and it just shows it being out just a little bit. Pretty nice. This is just soft wood here. I don't know if I have enough stock to turn that away, but I kind of like it anyways. I'm going to go ahead and sand this side, and I'll go around the ends like this. I can sand this under power, but I'll have to rearrange this and sand under here pretty much without the lathe spinning. But first I'll sand this area in reverse. That looks like it's going to work pretty good. It'll take a while to do the underside and the ends of this, and then I'll be back and we'll get it flipped around. Well, I have it reversed. The bottom is sanded pretty nicely. A little more handwork on the undersides of these wings, but I want to turn the outside first and see how I'm going to sand that. Maybe I'll finish them at the same time. So now I'm going to clean this up, and we'll go in and clean the inside. The inside is currently at about, well, it's thicker than I thought. It's about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little less than a half, but that's fine. So we'll clean this up, and I might even sand it, and then we'll finish the inside. I'd run about 1200 RPMs. That's about a quarter. We don't want to take any more of that. Alright, I have this area down to about a quarter of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and blend back that way. I don't like that sharp jog in it. Just try to soften it. Okay, that's nice. Okay, we're going to clean the inside out and should be good. That feels pretty good. That's about 3/16. I am not taking anything else off of there. Fortunately, it's very smooth and it's time to sand it. I'm glad I didn't take any more out of there. Whew, that was close. That'll work. We'll slow her down. Alright, I have to sand these wings, and I'll do that by hand. And sand it all up to about 400. And we will think about a finish on this. So I really like how whitish colored this wood is. And I'm going to use polyacrylic on this. This is a water-based polyurethane, and it dries clear. Just going to get it on and then wipe it down. Treat it like a wipe-on poly of sorts. That's the few times I've used it, that's how I've done it. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. So I'll go ahead and get all this done, and when I come back we'll be taking the tenon off. Okay, we're ready to remove the tenon off of this one. Got my block in the chuck, a non-slip material. Bring this up here. See how centered it is. It looks pretty nice. Alright, I put the little shorter tool rest in there. Gives me a little more clearance. I use a 1/2 inch bowl gouge around 800 RPMs to remove most everything. Make sure that's all nice and tight. I slowed this down to 200, and that little nub sounds not so strong, so I'm just going to take a little more off and then check it out again. And it kind of crumbled a little bit there. I don't like that. I don't think I'm going to push this. It doesn't feel very good. Now it's broken, so that's good enough there. Still easy to sand that and get it cleaned up. Well, here's my first turning from English Walnut. I'm really happy with it. It has an odd little shape. It could look almost like anything looking at it that way, but if you look at it like this, it looks like a hat. Finished 8 inches across. It's 5 inches at the diameter. It's 2 7/8 at the highest point here, and the base is 3 3/4. These little blemishes look nice, and the way the bark blends into the light color, I think it's really nice. So my experiment with drying in a bag with a heater blowing on it, it worked on this one. I might try that again, but I sort of took that idea from the wood whirler. He's using a food dehydrator, and I don't have one right now, and I'm just too busy to shop for one, so I decided to try it, and it worked. And I have a lot of green wood around here now, so I'm either going to keep going with the bags or break down and get a food dehydrator. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed the process of this little turning being made. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And a special thanks to all my subscribers. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to my channel and you feel so inclined, please consider subscribing. Thanks again, and until the next time, I'll see you later.